Good.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Small Time Critics podcast. I'm 1/3 of the Small Time Critics, Mo. I let the man them.
Kim.
Oh, finally. Alright.
Don't do me like that. Is it been a problem?
My bad.
Is it been a problem?
My bad.
Is there a problem?
My bad.
I'm asking, is there a problem?
No, I'm just, we don't want other people coming up and just being like, yo, why are you using my name? And stuff like that.
It's a paid slot. So if you want me to use your name,
You've explained it. You've explained it.
Why are you not doing it like that, man?
Sorry. The way he said that, man, I felt bad. He had a bit of like softness in his voice. You okay?
A little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright guys, as you can see, we are doing a spoiler movie review for Air. New film, directed by Ben Affleck,
Ben
right?
Affleck.
Directed by and starring Ben Affleck, starring Matt Damon. We've got Viola Davis up in there.
Big name.
Tucker up in there. We got Jason Bateman up in there. So yeah, but before we get into that, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming up. You get notifications for them. Comment, hit up the socials and stuff like that. We've got nice things coming up. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay as consistent as possible and give us 5-star on all the streaming platforms. But yeah, let's get into it. I know you're a bit down right now because of the football, guys. As the time of recording right now, it's 2-2 Arsenal versus West Ham. So Hashi's not in a very good.
But listen, I'll be in a much better mood because I'm talking about a movie I actually really love.
So I'll let you go first. Overall thoughts.
I really love this movie. This is the kind of movies that I've been waiting for a while. An adult movie that is fun, that has a fantastic script, well written.
Do you rate Ben Affleck now?
Yeah, fantastic dialogue, wonderfully directed. It's got heart. There's some fantastic scenes, and again, this is basically a movie where people are in rooms talking. Basically, you know what I mean? And
Wait, sorry?
People in rooms.
People in rooms talking in a movie, and it's so compelling. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I think the gripes I've seen people have is this is a movie about marketing and capitalism. But again, what movie isn't, to be fair, about capitalism? But anyway, that's another kind of conversation for a whole nother day. But people had an issue with this movie being about, this is advertising for a kind of major brand and stuff like that. For me, I just looked at the story, and the story was fantastic, man.
Well, sorry to interrupt. So for us to even know that, okay, like it's a massive advert for Nike.
Yeah.
I didn't care one bit. Because, as you said,
you mean you didn't care about Nike?
No. I didn't care I was being sold Nike.
Oh, right.
I didn't care. Even like when someone's trying to sell me something, I'm always skeptical. Like, I don't really care.
Sure.
I want to come to that on my own volition. I want to get to that. I don't want you to sort of push it in my face. But I didn't care because it was done so well. I've always liked Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. He's a big dude. Are we ready to give Ben Affleck his flowers, by the way? Bro, I remember.
No, you haven't.
If you hold up.
Not like that, Hashi. Like highly rated him. Be honest, bro.
Good Will Hunting.
I know what you're
Boiler
saying.
Room.
No, but you didn't like. Whenever I talk to you about it, you don't talk about him like that.
Bro.
You don't talk about him like that.
Bro, when do we have the opportunity to talk about him? Because he hasn't been making movies. Because he wasn't allowed to make a movie after Live by Night.
He was literally Batman.
No.
Sorry.
But Batman.
Whoa.
Batman.
And I'm not just talking about just him as Batman, but he was literally Batman, so he was a topic of conversation.
Yeah. Mo. Just so we remember, I just want to put this in there. Remember,
I got beef with you.
Remember a few episodes ago when I mentioned Argo?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I already said, yo, he did well.
He did great.
Okay, so I've always been on the Batman. Ben Affleck. I'm just saying.
And the Batman.
New York.
You'll see.
So
for
me, I watched him in a recent film called Tenderbar. I don't know if you man saw it.
No.
Like, it's a really kind of it's a smaller movie about him being an uncle to a kid that grows up to a great writer in real life.
Oh.
And it's a really, really great movie. You should catch it. It's on Amazon, by the way, Amazon Prime. Really, really good movie. So, bro, I've always loved him, man. He's such a great performer, a really great director, man. Like that guy, he's really, really good at directing, man. You know what I mean? Like, for me, he should have been nominated that year, that Argo won.
Yeah.
He wasn't even nominated as best
director.
director.
Was he not?
Yeah, which is crazy. It makes no sense.
For best director, you mean?
Best director.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Only best picture, and he won.
Yeah, he won best picture. Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I'll always be giving that guy his flowers. I think I didn't talk about it for a while because I didn't particularly like the Joss Whedon.
But that's not on him though, is it?
Again,
I thought he did a fine job with those.
Well, Batman.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his Batman.
But again, that issue there was because
I can separate the movie from the performance.
100%.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And for me, Ben Affleck wasn't bad.
You know what's funny as well? Like, he's only now come out and said after he's doing the Flash. We haven't seen Flash, but after he's done this Flash and he sort of done a cameo in the Flash, he said now he knows how to play the Batman.
I
was annoyed when I heard that, because now I really want to see what he could do with the Batman.
Yeah, it's because I guess different directions are given to him. The way, you know, so.
But yeah, he
studio involvement, things like that.
But I reckon you're right. He deserved his flowers a long time ago.
I really like Ben Affleck, man, and
Matt Damon is also fantastic.
Yeah, Matt Damon was
fantastic.
great.
Because Matt Damon can do a thing now where he can kind of transform. Because this is Jason Bourne we're talking about here. Yeah? One of the best action stars of the last 20 years.
Real quick, sorry, have you given your overall thoughts
on
this movie?
No, go ahead.
I said on no,
because like this, it's no
we're
brainer.
just into it now.
For me, it's a beautiful food.
Cool,
I've been waiting for something, as you said. I'm echoing everything he says. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Everything in this movie, even though it's a biopic in some way, because it's based on a true situation, it is beautifully done. It had me laughing when I needed to laugh. It had me feeling, I respect that from Viola, because Viola always hits.
She stole every one of her scenes. It was crazy.
Bro, Viola
was crazy.
Literally every scene.
Even on the bench in
every
the backyard.
Scene. Apparently she improvised that line as well. It's like
a shoe's just a shoe
until my son steps into it.
Yeah.
But again, it's personally, like, I felt like she was my mum in the movie.
I hear what you're saying.
Because when they were in the boardroom and they were watching the pitch and everything, she kept on looking around and giving cues to the husband and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been in a situation when I've been naughty at school and my mum would like check and like, and it's almost she has that presence.
Yep.
Viola is movie royalty.
Yeah, she's great.
Royalty.
She's great.
Yeah, just to go to that one specific point about that scene in the boardroom at Nike in Oregon. When Viola, when they're showing all the kind of magazines of Jordan in the Nikes and stuff like that, and then they did one of Sports Illustrated with like a kind of bikini one. Yeah. She didn't like that.
She didn't like it.
And she saw James Jordan. Mike's dad laughing, and as soon as she looked at, he said, "Stop laughing."
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
She has that presence of authority, and I don't think anyone else would have done that job.
She ran things in that family.
Yeah, and
like even when Matt Damon came in, James just like, "Hey, if you need me, I'm here." Like,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Bro, but then, as I said, overall, this movie, it was everything I wanted. I think I never knew I needed it until I watched it, because I was sitting in there, because as I said, I had a double header. I watched Renfield and this one, but when I watched this one, I was so happy I watched it. I came back and I wanted to have a conversation with Hash and you about this before today. Yeah, that's how excited I was.
Yeah.
Now, Air was good. I had a good I went with my wife thinking, I didn't think she would like a movie like this, but she came out thinking that was actually pretty good. And stuff. And there's some things obviously I knew already, but just to see, like, for example, the fact that she was the one to be like Dolores Jordan. She was the one to be like, to convince Mike to take that meeting with Nike. That's actually true. Like, she didn't want to really do it.
And also, because he actually said this in real life, I would have taken a Mercedes SLS.
Yeah.
And SLS 500.
Yeah.
And I would have signed with anyone.
Yeah.
He said if I got that car, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And she actually was the first person to introduce profit participation.
Yeah.
For athletes.
Yeah.
And that was such a huge deal. And the fact that she's doing that at home, she's doing the dishes, she gets a phone call.
Do you think that was him that wanted it or her?
Huh?
Because she made it.
No. She was setting
she
up
made
his
it seem
future.
like he wanted it.
No, she was setting up his future.
She's setting up his future.
She took control of a young man's future. Would you let your kid really look? Come on.
Look
at the dynamics. She was controlling the whole situation.
Yeah.
No, I know. What I'm trying to say is, when they went back and looked at the offer, do you think Mike was ever the one?
No. Mike was clueless.
No. She made him.
He said that. He said that my mum was the brains behind this deal.
Yeah.
He said that. He gave his mum all the flour. And by the way, also another fun fact.
She's smart, man.
Another fun fact. Ben Affleck actually went to go see Mike. He had 1 hour with him at his home in Charlotte. Yeah. and
in real life.
in real life, and he said, "Okay, I'm making this movie. We've got a script. Yeah, I wanted you to just ask you if you can make this movie. If you don't want us to make this movie, we will not make this movie." That's how much power MJ has still. By the way. And MJ said, "Okay, no, you can make this movie." You know what I'm saying? But certain characters have to be in it. So the character that Marlon Wayans plays.
That's why he was okay.
Yeah, and that story, he said, that has to be in. That has to be in this movie. He said Chris Tucker's character, that guy who really like convinced both my mom and me to join Nike and stuff like that. He was a good guy. He looked after us the whole time at Nike while he was alive. He has to be in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures.
Yeah,
of them
and he said the third thing. He said, "This movie will not happen unless Viola Davis plays my mom."
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. He said he had those free.
So Mike, yeah, even though obviously he gave the blessing,
he
was the casting director, and he done a fantastic job.
And it was so funny because Ben like said like initially we only wrote 2 lines for Dolores Jordan in the movie, the first script.
How?
It doesn't make any sense when you think about what the movie could have been.
Such a big part of it.
So that means the movie could have been really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he said, okay. And he said, he said to MJ, yeah, we can get that sorted out. And he left the room and he's calling Matt. He called Matt and he goes, this ain't going to happen. We have to get Viola Davis somehow. Because they didn't have Viola Davis at all. You know what I mean?
Why would they think that they can't though?
It's Viola Davis.
It's Viola Davis.
They're big actors
No,
too. Like,
no. You have to understand.
What I'm trying to say is, I feel like they have enough pull to be like, hey, Viola, do you wanna?
Bro, you have to understand. The only people or establishment that's really sort of crapping on Viola is the establishment. Everybody understand this prestige the woman have.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I get it. No, what I'm trying to say is like, I think Ben and Matt and whoever's involved in this movie, well, Ben and Matt specifically, are big enough actors, and
I reckon Viola took this role because of the significance that Dolores Jordan played.
Probably that plays a part in it.
I don't think it was Matt and
that plays
Ben.
a part in it, but you have to have enough respect for Ben and Matt to walk in the door in the first place and have that conversation.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I get it, but
like,
I personally feel
it's not like Matt is like and Ben are some scrubs. Like they're like they wrote Good Will Hunting. Like they're big actors. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I get it, but I still, because how she is perceived and how she comes across.
She's huge.
She's so big,
She's huge.
But it's almost like she has the Denzel effect. She has the Meryl Streep effect.
I get it.
She doesn't need to accept it. You have to understand, on paper, if you look at this, it's a biopic. Like, why would she really pick a biopic?
I see that more as like Jordan wanted only her. So to him, it's like, yo, if we don't get her, then this movie.
I think that's the selling point.
That's
look, it's like, look, Jordan only wants you. Yeah. And you need to make this. We would love you to make this role. I don't think it's Matt and Ben.
It's so funny. It's so funny you say this because obviously you have to understand this is just a story basically about marketing, about how a deal was made.
Bro,
so it's not really a big movie. But the thing
it's also a story about determination.
Of course.
Like, I wanted. You know what? After that movie, I was thinking I'm gonna do like an Open University marketing course. I swear down, it was so good.
But you know, it's fun fact that you're talking about this because Ben was completely honest with Viola. He said like, I'm so glad first of all you're taking this meeting. But then he also said like, I'll just level with you. MJ said like, we can make this movie. But he made 3 stipulations, and one of them was for his mum to be played by you.
Yeah.
So can you please do this?
That
so
is
we can have a go movie. And by the way, and she had all the power in negotiation because she's also got producing credit. I don't know if you know, she's got producing credit as well, and she got a pretty good deal in this. And she actually had a contribution to writing her lines and her part in the script as well. And so did Chris Tucker as well. By the way, Chris Tucker wrote all the lines that he says, all the stuff that he says. Mostly Chris Tucker wrote it.
Can I just put something in there, yeah? So, with regards to Viola Davis, everything that she said recently and any acceptance speech that she's actually done, she's made it very, and any sort of tables that she sat around, she's made it very clear that she's had to work double hard, yeah? And for Ben Affleck to go to her and for her to accept this role, and obviously with having that power, she was paid right, and I'm almost certain that she has some sort of she owns some sort of royalties in this movie. She's not gonna just take a paycheck for this.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, and she definitely took a producing credit, and obviously she's got her bag for actually being in the movie.
Yeah, of course.
But again, for me, like this movie, like I thought Matt Damon was really good as Sonny Vaccaro. Like
He was
like,
great.
because
Matt
talk about
Damon's never bad.
but talk about the determination thing. Like it was like he was so good in terms of like him knowing kind of like what he wants. Him knowing so much about basketball. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Did you see how he made the play? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do it again. You see how he read the play of how these these big sort of
Puma and
Adidas will sell
how
him,
they're gonna act,
and Converse will
not Puma, sorry, Converse.
No, Converse,
right,
yeah. So
Converse
he that whole sort of segment, how he drew out that play for her as he would a basketball game.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It literally happened.
Yeah,
it's great.
And even the bit where he's all night he's been looking at the tape of him of Jordan doing the winning shot.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm thinking that is so cool for
When
him to realize.
I don't know how real. I don't know how real that is.
That was real, by the way, which is crazy.
How real is that?
Like, because
for him to be like, yo, like, because he was looking at it, yeah, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, he can see the shot, he got the shot and whatnot. Because bro, if you like watch interviews, James Worthy said one time, there was one summer I was the best player to play in the team. We came back next summer, Michael Jordan was the best player in the team.
Yes.
But this movie was making it seem like Michael Jordan was not the best player in this team, right? To me anyway, it was making it seem like that. But then when he was just like, Matt Damon was just like, look at him. He knows that he's going to get the ball and he's so relaxed and all of this stuff and he's just ready and all of this stuff. And I was just like, so from that, you took that, yo, this is the guy to throw all of this in. Yeah. I'm just wondering how valid is this? That's
do my research for this film, like after I watched it, Sonny Vaccaro mentioned that in the meeting.
Mentioned what? The shot?
The shot, and how he said, that's what I saw. That's the reason why I think you are the main guy.
It's mad for him to go all in.
But can I, this is obviously personal, yeah, and I know you know, because we're football guys. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Because that's how I look at football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would watch like a play or watch something and see like little
body language is important, yeah.
Body language and how the play. They have to understand if you're watching a Man City game, yeah, and Haaland's open. Do you remember that whole saying that people at Liverpool, when they played with Emile Heskey, they really love Emile Heskey, the players, but fans don't really realise the contribution Heskey plays.
Stuff he does,
yeah, it's almost like with the Weghorst and them. Bro, when I was looking at that clip of him, when looking at that clip, when he was telling the story, it made sense. I saw everything that he was seeing.
Yeah.
So I understand, and I believe that's how it transpired. I really do.
He was just, he was just very on it, drove all the way there and all of that stuff. And it's kind of incredible how, like, some big risk, like the way, even the conversation he had with Jason Bateman about his children. And
that was
like,
so great.
I just bring a shoes and, do you know what I'm trying to say? If I don't have this, then, you know what I'm saying? Well,
and that puts stakes on it. That's what's so good about
exactly. And then I'm just thinking to myself, don't you feel guilty, my bro? Like you have a lot of people's lives in your hand right now. This has to bang. And then when they went into the meeting, I don't know, man, he took over in that speech.
That was
before we get there, can we talk about the music?
Yeah, go on. You've been wanting to talk about this music,
bro.
I'd rather talk about the clothes because Ben Affleck had this.
No, yeah, the 6 shows, bro. The
tracksuit was cold.
Tracksuit was cold, yeah.
What I wrote down here, the music was so good. It brought me back. It brought me back in time. I was in that moment. I felt like I was watching Boys in the Hood. I felt like I was watching Men in Society.
I forgot how old you were still.
Yeah, you look at your phone.
Huh?
Anyway,
went there, you know.
I know. You see, you know what. But no. All jokes aside,
he was in the crowd when Michael Jordan did that shot.
This way is out. You know what? You're. You
got MJ.
This guy, I swear.
I'm sorry.
No. You can keep that, bro.
I'm so sorry.
I'm very vindictive, yeah, and I'm gonna harbour this.
You're gonna hold this. I know you.
100%. You know, shall I tell you when I'm gonna get back? I know this is. You're going to be down, yeah? We're going to be playing knockouts, yeah? And you're going to have the same amount of kills as somebody, yeah? And I'm going to revive them and I'll leave you. Anyway, going back to the music.
Yeah.
The music was amazing. They had everything from Zach Rogers' computer. I feel like Hash. Flip. Name dropping.
No, in fact, you
I
know.
mean,
the fact
Whoa!
that- by the way, name dropping. The fact that you know something isn't name dropping. It's just I don't know why you guys do this. We're going to
Just
continue.
sounds like you're defending yourself, but
Anyway, like the Zack Rogers Computer Love was amazing. You had like even like the Bonnie Tyler.
yeah.
They had
What was
all
that?
the great
What was the
music.
tune like? We're motoring. What's that one?
I don't know. It was good.
I like do it again.
No, this guy's
That's really good, man.
Damn,
Was it
like-
motoring? No, but all jokes aside, the music
It did bring you back, you're right.
it was perfect for this
Yeah.
movie, and I literally was in there going
No, I agree with you. You felt
Oh.
transported. to that
transported.
time, yeah.
I didn't feel like I was external to that
Yeah.
era.
And
I
even
felt
like-
like I was within there.
Even everything, like, there's something about like looking at the houses of that time and the way I don't know, this might sound crazy, but the way the bushes are and like everything, like when I looked at their house and when he's driving on that road, I was like, this just looks so olden, like for some reason.
Yeah.
Or is it because he's in this old car that it
Yeah,
looks like
I
this?
think
Or is
so,
it the
yeah.
clothes he's wearing? I don't know, but
It was amazing.
everything was done very, very well. But
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
think we need to
Before we get to Jason,
last thoughts before we wrap it up.
before you get to Jason Bateman and last thought, I just want to talk about that Marlon Wayans, his character, and that wonderful story about
The doctor's speech.
Dr. Martin Luther King and being at the speech.
Yep.
That
I thought he was trying shit
I thought it was
until the end where they did that.
really. You
bit.
thought it was fair?
I thought he was just. I thought they were just joking around. These two, like just, the way they were talking, it was just kind of like Matt Damon wasn't like, huh? It was just like, you're joking, kind of thing.
No, he was like, he couldn't believe it. He was like,
but then he said
Yes and no,
What's the other,
like-
what's the other speech? Abe Lincoln's speech as well. But so I assume
yeah,
I saw
dude,
the,
so I was just
Okay.
like, is he being serious or is he not? But I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
that's mad. He's offered $3 million for that speech,
Yeah.
and he turned it down. That's mad.
And I've heard that story before. How like people weren't really feeling the speech until he said that I have a dream part.
He changed.
that's cold.
And
And
stuff.
imagine that's.
But I don't
what-
know, innit? People that are there
But,
gonna have to speak.
but isn't
on
it
this,
mad?
I'm sure.
That's what convinced him to continue to press on. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he said like, obviously, like it's not working now, but it could work if you keep on going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that. But let's go into Jason Bateman.
He gave him love at the end as well. That
Yeah.
this wouldn't have happened without him. So
But
Jason Bateman was great.
he was fantastic
Jason
in
Bateman
this.
was great.
I
He was
really
funny. He was like he was running around trying to find Sonny all the time.
Do you see that bit when he goes? I think I don't know if it was in the trailer when he goes, give me one reason why. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan should go with us.
Yeah.
And he goes, we have the worst basketball.
Our basketball division is failing.
I don't love it.
yeah. It was a good delivery. Jason Bateman's cool. I always fall into this thing with him where like I feel like he's the same and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Even in
there
Ozark.
Even
in Ozark.
Yeah,
it's
but
still
there
the
are
same.
little things that he does where I'm just like, this guy.
He
I
brings
like
you
him.
back in. He brings
I
you
like
back in,
him. Yeah, I
same.
really do
I really
like
him as
him.
well.
I want to ask you though, you don't think Chris Tucker's doing a little transition into the serious roles and stuff like that?
Okay, I wrote down here.
I don't
'cause
mind if he
I
is,
wrote
to be
down
honest.
here, yeah, which obviously it was a little gripe of mine, but again, they're sort of playing a role. They're trying to sort of produce what was there before. I think he did a bit too much in some.
I think the only place he did too much was the boardroom scene.
Yeah.
When he was trying to introduce himself to, but I kind of also understand you overdo it a little bit for the
Yes.
parents. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, but I there was bits where I was like, oh, you're mumbling a lot. You're bumbling, like your words are like, relax. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But
yeah.
I get it. He's trying to make them feel like they're royalty and you're important and you're here.
And there's a reason for them to be in Oregon.
Sure.
But then the reason why, even though I said what I said, thinking about it now, Viola Davis brought him back in. Yeah. In the movie, it's so it's almost like
Yes.
he was panicking. He was trying too much.
Yeah.
She was like, okay,
Yeah,
babe,
it's good
chill.
to see a
it's
brother.
like, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Don't
And
worry,
also, it's
don't
like the
worry.
only other black man in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need you to do all of that because I
Yes.
get what's happening here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
You know what I'm trying to
Yes.
say?
You know what?
So
You know what?
I do appreciate it.
I digress. I retract that. Yeah, fair
I
enough.
mean, his earlier scenes with Sonny when they were just by themselves in the office talking, they were good too.
Yeah,
Yeah, great, yeah.
Like him. So if he's making that transition, I
go
hope
for
he
it.
gets these
More
roles.
power to
yeah,
him,
man.
Or even him, like when he's at the phone booth saying that.
Yeah,
That was great,
That
though. You know
was
what I
great,
mean?
yeah.
That was very good.
More power to him.
All right, lads. SDC score. Hashi, you go first. Out of 10, what are you saying?
8.5.
8.5.
Really good movie.
Nice.
Very,
Good.
very good.
I'm
movie.
sorry, man. I have to give this a solid 9.
Wow.
I'm not mad at it.
It, as I said, it done it's a movie that I didn't know I needed,
Sure.
and I never, even though it's a movie I never know that I needed, man.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I get it.
No.
I'll give it 8. Not many gripes, but not perfect, of
No,
course.
fair enough,
But
fair enough.
yeah, I give it an 8. Would recommend as well. So
One thing,
Hey, by the way, real quick, sorry, before
no,
you
go for it.
that's a really nice shoe.
Oh yeah, it's
It's a really
a
beautiful
fantastic
shoe,
shoe.
man. Like
You know what I
the Jordan, the first one. Like
Yeah,
it's a nice shoe. But
I
anyway.
wanted to wear them today, but I couldn't find my ones.
It's a good shoe.
My Japan ones.
It's
yeah.
a good shoe. Go
Fair enough. It's just one thing I know we're rapping. One thing, you know that scene when the shoe designer was in the car park on the skateboard. Yeah.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
The one sort of continuity issue or inconsistency I didn't like when he did the kickflip.
Yeah.
The board that he used to do the kickflip, it's not the board that actually done a kickflip with, because what the board that they showed an old school type of board.
Like a longboard, kind of. That's what it
Kind
looked
of,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then the actual kickflip was done on an actual sort of like a
Curved
Yeah.
ends one.
yeah.
Is it?
Because
That's a good eye. I didn't catch that.
Because I could do a kickflip. I could do a kickflip.
You
Can you do a
kickflip?
kickflip?
Of course I can.
You can do a kickflip.
What the hell are you looking at my belly
You need to
for?
lie, man. He learned
The
it.
bear looked at my belly when I said I could do a kickflip. What does that mean?
He learned it in the 60s. You gotta leave him to him.
You lot are
Guys,
pussies.
thank you for
lot
joining
are
us.
pussies.
That was the Sort Time Critics Air Review. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications so you get hit the bell so you get notifications when the videos are gonna come out. Sorry, man. I've been rambling a lot these last few episodes when I do the end outros and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment. Please follow the socials and give us 5 stars on all streaming platforms. We'll be back soon. Peace.